Istanbul is a beautiful city full of amazing people and wonderful places to see. However, there are little tricks that can help you save time, money, and even avoid uncomfortable situations. That is why here is our survival guide for tourists in Istanbul. And of course, one of the most important things that you need to keep in mind is having your Istanbul card. Trust me, the Istanbul card will be your best friend when taking the public transportation in the city. It will be quite useful in case that you want to use the public bathrooms, especially in areas like Sultanahmet and even Kadıköy and Üsküdar, because actually you can pay with the Istanbul card and they will charge you about 2 or 3 liras at most. So it is very useful for many things as well. Let's remember that the traffic in Istanbul can be sometimes very chaotic, especially at peak hours. So sometimes it's so difficult to move from one point to another point in the city. So that is why if you come as a tourist, it's much better if you use the public transportation, which is very convenient. You can go mostly everywhere and it's actually very affordable as well. Also, finding a taxi in the city, lately it's been literally very hard, even for locals. So I cannot even imagine for tourists. There are not many taxi services that can pick up every person. They also cancel the rides or they just want to charge whatever they want, even sometimes while taking them from the apps like Uber or Taxi. So right now it's not very convenient taking a taxi in the city. So that is why your best option is the public transportation. Another important thing that you need to keep in mind, and I will give you this survival tip, please make sure to read the reviews that you can find either on TripAdvisor or Google Maps about every place that you're visiting. This includes restaurants, cafes, and so on. And this is not just a tip for Istanbul, this is a tip that I want to give you wherever you travel around the world. Trust me, this one will save you a lot of hassle, and because many times you just jump into any place that you find thinking that maybe it might be very good, but at the end of the day you can get disappointed because either the service, the prices, or even the food's quality is not as you were expecting. So that is why we tell you, please read the reviews carefully. For example, like this donut shop, which is just right behind me, it has awful reviews. I have never seen such a thing. It has over 1,000 reviews and only 1.8 points from customers because they charge whatever they want. The food quality is really bad. And let me tell you that this one is right on Istiklal Street. So it is in one of the most touristic areas. So be careful with that. Even we also have already a video comparing the best versus the worst review donut in Istanbul. And we showed this one, by the way. I'm trying to put myself on a tourist shoes, and for example, if I were you, of course I don't know the city, I don't know the places that are worth trying the food. So if I were walking on Istiklal Street, just at first glance I will maybe like to eat in that place because maybe the donut, just how it looks, it seems good. But once you read the reviews, then you will realize what have been other customers' experience. So that's why we tell you to please read and read. Now we are going to one of our favorite places to eat, and this one we recommended to everybody that wants to come to Istanbul. And this one of course has excellent reviews. This is a little bit more hidden place, but at the same time it's located right on Istiklal Street. So we're gonna show you that one right now. I also recommend you to get a SIM card, and I'm telling you this because Istanbul is not as many other European cities, for example the ones that we have visited in our case, that it has been quite easy in some of them navigating without having internet, because in many public squares and many other public areas it's very easy to grab a public Wi-Fi, but in Istanbul it's not that developed yet. Slowly, more places are starting to have Wi-Fi, like some metros and so on, but you cannot find that in every single place. So this is why I'm telling you that if you have the opportunity, please get a SIM card. Why? Because also you will have the opportunity to read the reviews of the places you are visiting, and also you can navigate much easier in the city. One of the companies is just the one behind me, and of course it's my favorite one, and it's the one that I have been using for the past 7 years. This one is Turkcell, but also you can find some other companies like Vodafone, Turk Telecom, and some others. But in my personal opinion, this is the one that has the better service, better coverage, but of course it's a little bit more expensive, but the service is very, very good. Nowadays also there are some other options that you can also acquire the famous eSIM cards, and even you can get them from your own home country, and you just have to go online and get them. For that, we recommend you to do your own research so that you can find the best companies and with the best services for you. You just go online, you purchase it, and immediately you can have it on your phone by the time that you're arriving at this country. Also, it is very important for you to do a very well research on the places and things that you want to do in Istanbul. Online you will find a lot of information about Istanbul, about Turkey in general, but we highly recommend you to check all of our content in our YouTube channel, Instagram page, and also we have our special guides that we are selling in this amazing platform called Touch, which actually I am sharing every sort of secrets and how to manage traveling in Istanbul in a better way. This means from a local view, and everything is up to date. So all the time I will be sharing all the recommendations through my social media, so you can make the most out of your holidays. It is very important to do a well research, because sometimes we go to some places and we have no idea of what to do, what to visit, where to eat, and so on. So that is why I'm telling you that do your research before traveling in Istanbul. This is another thing that many people don't know about, but actually when you are looking for a public toilet in Istanbul, you don't necessarily have to go to a cafe, to a McDonald's, or any place like that. You can easily find them in pretty much every mosque, and mosques that are almost in every corner in the city. So every time that you see a minaret, a mosque, and if you need a toilet, just go inside, because you will find public toilets there for women and men. In some of them, they might charge about 2 to 3 liras, but some of them might be free. So just feel free, you can enter, and that's it. This tip is specifically for women. So in case that you want to visit any mosque, and including those sacred places, also we highly recommend you to bring your own headscarf, because that way you will save a lot of time, because sometimes if you want to visit Hagia Sophia or the Blue Mosque, then you need to get in line to get these scarves and also special skirts in case that you're not covering your legs, and that really takes time for you, because sometimes the lines are very long. Also at some places they charge for those things, so also it's a way that you can save money. We also recommend you that when visiting some mosques, bring a plastic bag with you, or any sort of bag. Why is this? Because when visiting mosques, of course, we need to take off our shoes, and for that we need to put them in some special places that every mosque has. But sometimes it can be a bit confusing for people. They cannot remember where they left their shoes, and also in the most frequented mosques like Hagia Sophia, Sultan Ahmed Mosque, or Suleymaniye Mosque, there's a lot of people, so of course sometimes confusions can happen, and in order to avoid that, you can just take a plastic bag with you, put your shoes inside, and then take it with you to the mosque. And that's something that we also do. We just carry our shoes inside a plastic bag, and that's much faster and it's easier. So this is a trick for you. Also, when coming to Istanbul, we highly recommend you getting one app so you can navigate easier in the city. In my case, I have always used Google Maps, and it has never failed me. All of these years that I have been living in Istanbul, it's been my best friend. Actually, it's quite accurate, so you will not struggle with that maybe the bus numbers or the metro lines are not the ones that you're looking for. So I have never got lost here in the city. It's, as I mentioned, it's been pretty accurate, so you can use that one or any other of your preference to navigate easier in the city. So these were some of our tips that we really wanted to share with you in order to survive the city of Istanbul as a tourist. These are little tips and suggestions, but trust me, they will make a big difference and you will be able to enjoy the city much better. If you liked the video and found it useful, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you want to receive more videos like this every week. See you next time. Bye bye.